And retail stores, restaurants, and movie theaters are allowed to reopen tomorrow in our state. However, there are at least two area movie theaters have said that they will not be reopening. North Shore Cinemas in Portland and Alamo Drafthouse in Corpus Christi are both choosing to remain closed until owners believe they get a better handle on COVID-19.